Hey guys, Tony George, DocSports.com, right there, the big beautiful logo. That's where you need to be for all the free information, prop bets, tons of free stuff this weekend for the NFC and AFC championships. This is the opening line report. Be sure and get over to Docs this weekend. We'll have our cards up on Thursday. We're going to break it down for you, some initial reactions to what's going on with the championship games here on Wednesday. And we'll keep this video up for till the games start on Sunday. And here we go. You got the four. If this was the BCS championship, you'd have nobody bitching about the four teams that are involved in these games this weekend. These are the best four teams in the NFL, bar none. Best four quarterbacks. Well, three of four quarterbacks in the NFL. Possibly, definitely four coaches that are in the top six in the NFL. Being Bill Belichick being number one. Tons of experience in that AFC championship game between Reid and Belichick in coaching. And bear in mind that Bill Belichick beat Andy Reid in the Super Bowl 24-21 when Reid was coaching the Eagles. Reid has a lot better team this year. On the other side of the coin, you also have great coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators, all coaching in these games. Many of them been interviewing for jobs in the NFL. Many of them did. You've got four really good teams with prolific offenses, some good defenses, especially on the NFC side of the coin, more so than the AFC. And you've got two underdogs this weekend that can win outright. You've got two very hard games to pick. There's some advantages. I'm not going to give them all away because I'm putting out a card. But we'll start out with the early game in the Saints and the Rams. First time they played, 45-35 game. Shot way over the total. Totals of 57 here. Saints on the hook at 3.5. Playing in the Dome. They're 6-0 in the playoffs, straight up in the Dome. Only 2-4 against the spread. But they won the games. You've got Drew Brees, that is, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the NFL this year. Maybe Mahomes a close second. But great quarterback, better quarterback in the game. You have two very good head coaches. McVay is going to be the next Bill Belichick, without question. Bright mind, he's also offensive coordinator. They haven't been the same since Kupp got hurt at wide receiver. They're banged up at running back. They've been vulnerable defensively against the run. That's going to cause you great concern if you're backing the Rams here because the Saints got a great 1-2 punch at running back. They got a play caller in Sean Payton they're going up against and an executor in Drew Brees. That's a tough one. Of the two favorites this weekend, the Saints would be the odds-on favorite. By the way, they're the highest money line favorite at -175 this weekend, with the Rams catching 155, Kansas City's -155, and the Saints and the Pats, which are probably going to get a lot of action at +155. But we'll talk about that. The halftime line is something you want to look at, 27.5 in both games. We'll talk about the weather in Kansas City in a minute, but the Saints have only scored more than 30 or more in one of their last 5 games. You know, I don't think it's going to be quite the shootout that it was before. I think both teams will try and run the ball here. I'd take a look at that under 27.5 first half line in the Saints and Rams game. You get to the AFC Championship, and here's one here. Mrs. George follows the weather in Kansas City like a weather bug. Her hometown, where we lived the last 12 years before moving to Vegas. She's still homesick and still follows all the news and weather on a daily basis. I get weather updates from her on an hourly basis on what it's doing. And it's going to be, they're getting anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snow here in the next 3 days. Then it's going to subside. Then they're going to have an Arctic blast on Sunday, and it's going to be negative temperatures, negative below zero wind chills during the game. The field is heated. It will be around 30, 35 degrees. Probably be a little slick. Cause for concern for both defenses. You take a look at this game, Kansas City laying 3, minus 175. Total 57, dropped down to 55 because of the weather. I think the weather probably benefits the defenses more than the offenses at day's end. But it's a tough call. You really, as a professional handicapper and a guy that knows quite a bit about the NFL, you don't fade Brady and Belichick in big games unless they're on the road. You got losses to the Jags, the Titans, the Lions on the road. Terrible on the road this year. How about the AFC Championship game? Last 3 times they played it on the road, over. Okay? Best offense, without question, Kansas City. Best defense, you got to give it to the Pats, what they did to the Bolts last week. Kansas City's defense showed up last week. I mean, really, the Colts had no meaningful yards whatsoever in the game unless it was garbage time. Into the first half, less than a minute left, prevent defense, went down the field, Vinatieri misses a field goal. Into the game, garbage time yards. Kansas City had them put away. They play like that, they can beat anybody. Tell you that right now. Brady does not have a vertical threat. You got Edelman running post routes, wheel routes, and deep crossing patterns. If Kansas City mans New England, which I think they can, man defense in pass coverage, Brady's going to have a tough day. You give him zone, he'll pick you apart. No doubt about it. Best zone passer in the history of the NFL, Tom Brady. Bob Sutton, get your head out of your ass. You want to win. Bottom line. Biggest playmaker on the field, Tyreek Hill. Best quarterback on the field, Tom Brady. Mahomes, a little bit less. One thing about, you got to take a look at the experience factor at quarterback, and Brady obviously has it. But one thing you've noticed about Patrick Mahomes, he's kind of like Tiger Woods, when Tiger Woods was at the top of his game golfing. He's got a mental game. He never gets rattled. And that's a lot of maturity for a 23-year-old kid. That's a big difference here. Is Kansas City going to miss Kareem Hunt this game? Yeah. Can they win this game? Yeah. Can they cover? Yeah. First half line, KC minus 2.5, total 27.5. Total 55, drop down 2 points. Tough call. Tough call. That's my line report. Tough call. I don't know. Even the teaser. Could Kansas City beat them 35-17? Yeah. They could. Whole world's going to be betting. They're begging you. They're not going to put a hook on this. It's going to stay at 3. Whole world's going to be thinking, New England here. Money line, plus 3, plus 9 on a 2-team 6-point teaser. Teaser plays. I'd probably tease both totals up, take unders in both, honestly. But this is a tough game to call. I'm still making my mind up on this game. But Arrowhead Stadium is more like a college football stadium than any other stadium in the NFL, and I've been there about 30, 40 times for games, minimum, over the years. It's a very tough venue to play in. And bear in mind, Kansas City, we talk about how bad their defense is. The last 5 opponents that came into Arrowhead Stadium had 14 points or less. So when you start talking, well, they suck, and I've said it this year, and their defense has sucked at times, badly. For whatever reason, they got it together last week. Brady has trouble in pass protection on the road this year. Don't believe me? Check it out. Sacks at home versus sacks on the road. Could this be the year the rain ends, where New England just gets there every year, regardless? Very well could be. Also could be that a young team like Kansas City, now we got deer in the headlights. Now you're on the big stage. Now you have Tom Brady there. Now you have Bill Belichick. And they've been working on a game plan for Kansas City since they beat them by 3 earlier this year. They had a 15-point lead and almost lost that game. Need a last-second field goal to win it. Didn't cover the 3.5. They're saying this game is dead even. They're giving Kansas City a 3-point home field advantage. Will they take advantage of it? Guess we'll see on Sunday. Tough call. One thing you want to do is start looking at prop bets. There's going to be a lot of prop bets out there for these games. Over and under receiving yards, rushing yards, interceptions, plus 300s are going to be a safety. All those different things. There's going to be a lot of various options for you guys at your books, especially if you're here in Vegas or you're playing offshore. They're going to have a crap load of prop bets. Do your homework. Win some money that way. These side plays and totals plays are right on the number. It's just going to be who's going to show up, what scenario is going to exist, who has the best special teams, penalties and turnovers. That's going to be the bottom line. Did Belichick and Brady write the refs a big check, Robert Kraft? Because they're always on the New England side, home or away. Guess we're going to find out. But it will come down to penalties and turnovers, so look at those numbers as well. Also, your prop bets. There's plenty of them out there. I'll throw a few on my card this week. But those are my initial reactions to the opening line report. Cheers. Enjoy Championship Sunday. Let's win some money. Be sure and get over to DocSports.com. Check out all the action, college and pro basketball. Got guys doing NHL over there, kicking butts, taking names, and some guys on big roles in the postseason. 27 years of experience on Championship Sunday right here. Let's get it done this weekend. Best of luck.